Welcome to ADlib&D, where a group of amateur role-playing enthusiasts runs a weekly live-stream D&D 5e game with a twist. The viewing public can vote on a large group of random concepts before the episode takes place. Once tallied, the DM selects 5 of the 10 most popular and tailors that episode of the game against the chosen ideas. Anything can happen, no episode will be the same. You can find where to vote on Discord on the Filthy Big Discord server. Okay, so to fill everyone in on what happened last week, the group had returned from the Eldritch Hills with Feldish's remains in tow. They spent a bit of time with the Tinkers reminiscing about the time that Feldisha was around and just drinking their sorrows away, so much so that Wabani was drunk to the point of unconsciousness. Later on that day, when they returned, the group decided that they'd play a little bit of a prank on Wabani and got a tattoo of a gnome by the name of Corduin Brown on his back. He's only just realised this recently, but he doesn't know who has actually done it. Later on, the next day, the group was happy to take on a request from a scholar who wanted to test out a escape room funhouse that he had been designing to send nobles through it, basically. And the party was happy to do that, not expecting much trouble, just a bit of problem solving. Fortunately, when they entered, it should be easy, yeah. When they entered the house, though, they were assaulted by some blood oozers, and that wasn't part of the deal, and Jace got rather upset about that. So much so that the scholar who was talking through them remotely has decided to flee, it seems. He's no longer talking to them, and the party has to work their way through the house with no hints or tips from him. So the party worked through a couple of the rooms, and we left off last week where the party had been shrunken down and walked into a tiny room to be, not surrounded, but confronted by normal-sized rats, but due to the current party size, they are quite big for them. So we had initiative rolled, and I think that was about it as far as I'm aware. Did I miss anything?
We leveled up.
To 7, yeah, that's right. I remember getting that on the stream. Yeah.
There was a, I think there was like a red dragon with 1 hit point left in the previous room, and we killed it. Do you remember that? That was pretty important.
Unfortunately, that one slipped my mind.
That was guarding this tree, don't you remember?
That was the episode before. And I can remember Jace almost dying from that. But he's
terrible.
He soldiers on, right?
Almost.
Okay,
that's the important word.
Riki actually was very happy because she rolled a critical success on her initiative roll and gets to go first. So off you go, Riki. What do you do?
Considering that this is a room full of normal rats, does that mean that they will instantly die?
The rats instantly die?
Yeah, no. Oh well, I had to try. It was worth trying. Alright, so I am going to cast a spell. I'm going to cast Magic Missile on the nearest rat.
So you would think that the magic missile would destroy this rat, but due to your minute size, the damage you're outputting is reduced, and they catch against the hide of this rat, but it just seems to shrug it off.
I'm getting a flashback to previous very frustrating real life escape rooms here. Just warning you.
Jace, you're up.
Okay. Jace is going to cast Speak with Animals, and then he's going to call out, Hold, rats. We there's no need to fight. We can all live in peace here.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage, considering that Riki just attacked them.
Sure. That's a 25.
Okay, are you talking to them in general, or one in particular?
I was talking to them in general, but let's say I make eye contact with the closest one, number 3.
Okay, so the closest one looks back at you, and it squeaks with annoyance that you recognize as it's saying, "Hungry food! If you're not here to be eaten, why are you here?"
We are here on big people business. We are big people who have made ourselves small, but we still have sharp teeth, and we are not food.
It moves up towards Wabani. Do you do anything, Wabani?
Oh, am I allowed to do something as a reaction?
You can if you want. It seems to be squeaking at Jace at this point in time.
Jace is waving his hands towards the rat in a gesture of peace.
I will, not having paying attention to Jace at the moment, caught in my own thoughts, I will pull from my backpack as a free action some of the fruit from Zinte's garden, and I will hand it to the rat, not really, kind of oblivious to the fact that I'm smaller than it at the moment.
So this rat towers over you. It would be the size of a small bear.
Yep. I'm oblivious to that fact.
Okay. So you're offering the food to it?
I'm offering the fruit from Zinte's garden.
Yeah. So it sniffs the food, and it chows down on the food that you have, nipping your hand at the same time, due to it being a bit careless. So you take 1 hit point of damage from that.
How long until the food returns to normal size?
I'm sure we'll find out.
I tell Jace, the stupid rat doesn't know you have to cook that fruit first.
Maybe it's okay for rats.
It looks up at you, Wabani, and sniffs you again, hoping for more food, and it speaks to Jace, going, "This bald one, this hairless one has more food, does it?"
Jace turns to Wabani and says, "Do you have any more of that fruit? I think we might be able to talk our way out of this one."
I'm not giving it more of my fruit. One was enough. You tell. I'm gonna pop the rat in the nose.
Jace puts a hand on Wabani's shoulder and says, "Peace, Wabani. There are a lot of these rats. They're very large. If we can come to an agreement with the rats, I'm talking to them right now in rat. Let's try for a peaceful solution here."
I glare at the rat.
Its beady eyes glare back at you.
I defer to Jace's rat wisdom.
Rat cunning, I prefer. Rat cunning.
Another one walks up, seeing that the other one seems to be getting food. And it goes, "Food? You have food?"
Jace says, "We can. We have some food. We can offer some food, and then you will let us go on our way in peace. Agreed?"
Sure. Food. How much are you giving to them? Do you have any rations?
Wabani's got a whole lot of that fruit, it sounds like. Have you got more fruit, Wabani?
What is going on? Why are they coming like this?
Because you fed one of them, now the rest of them want to be fed too.
Oh. God. So I'll throw out. I'll pull from my backpack and I'll throw out some of the poisonous blue vein mushrooms.
Really?
I don't know if they're poisonous. I can't even remember where I picked them up from. They sound poisonous.
Okay, so you throw it up, and they start sniffing that one, and the first rat scoffs it down. And just hold on a second.
He ate all three of them because I threw three of them because that's all I had. I throw one to each one of the rats that are south of me.
Okay, well, the first one scoffs down the number 3 scoffs down the one nearest you. Where do you throw the other ones?
I throw one at number 4 and one at number 1.
Okay. They seem to eat them with relish. They also look relatively hardy, such that they've eaten quite a few different things in their time, and pay no mind to any sort of foul flavoring or such in these mushrooms.
I can't believe they ate those mushrooms. Jeez.
You got any more? Are you carrying any other food you don't want, Wabani?
No, I'm not giving them any more. I'll give them a torch.
Whoa. If it means we can get out of here, I'm happy to give some of my rations.
Okay, so you're handing out some rations as well?
Yeah. Unfortunately, as has well been established...
Rat rations.
Yes.
I think rats are cannibalistic.
It probably wasn't a rat that they knew, so they don't care.
Jace will also get out one of his ration packs and start crumble it up and start sharing it around.
Okay, so to make them satisfied, they will probably need to have about 5 or 6 rations worth.
I'll give them 5 rations worth and 1 coffee bag.
Oh boy.
They seem to ignore the coffee bag, but they eat up the rations. And once they're sated, they sort of walk away and seem to move back to the bed here, which, as you notice, has some sort of straw or such. That it looks like it's their home.
So, is this a normal-sized room or a rat-sized room?
This room is tiny. It's the size. It's a normal-sized room for you, but you guys have shrunk down to about 2 inches.
So all of the furniture is rat-sized. Have the rats adapted to use the furniture?
You can observe them to find out.
Are there any mysterious books or anything of note in the room apart from, man-sized rats in a teeny sized room?
Make an investigation check. And you guys can look around the room if you want.
Okay. Can I help with the investigation check?
Yeah, you can. Did you want to roll again there, Riki?
Oh, well, thank you very much. My first roll was for a total of 17. My second is now for 21.
Okay, so as you walk around the room, you start to get the feeling that, while at first impression there's a nice aesthetic to this room, when you look closer, you can see everything is fake and the books don't come out. It's all made of like one piece of wood, such that it's there for the impression. It's not there to stay. And as you move around the room, you notice that there seems to be a lever in the back left corner of the room. Just about there.
Talking about the back left. I was actually meant back right then. Is that a globe that I spot?
It's
a little lantern.
Oh, okay.
Bunny's going to sit there and just kind of take a look at himself and try to get a feel for an understanding at how, if he got some kind of understanding of how long he's going to be this size.
I say, hey, is anybody else bored? Who wants to pull the lever and see if something happens that's exciting?
One second. So not the lamp down here. I meant the one up there.
Oh, that's supposed to be a little globe of an imaginary kingdom, but it's
Called Earth.
it's roughly drawn. You can't see any detail. It's like blue and green, since it's tiny.
That makes sense. That's a shame. So let's pull the lever then. I agree with Frank.
Jace will give it a yank.
Okay, so it seems to move easy enough. Can I get you to no?
If he's trapped this funhouse, it's really going to lead to a lawsuit.
I have to say, usually this involves solving really super complex puzzles and not trying to be murdered.
So you hear a clunk in the distance, and there's some sort of grinding of gears. Then the door that you guys came through opens up again.
Okay, I think maybe it might be time to exit out, and hopefully we've got some more options available to us now in the other rooms.
Well, are you sure? Because if we leave this room and we get bigger again...
How do the rats leave? Are they stuck here? Is there a rat-sized, man-sized door in the room?
The only exit that you can see after your investigation is the doorway you came through.
So the rats can use doors.
You're not quite sure.
Oh, perplexing. All right.
Can they
Hey,
still
Rats,
use doors?
Rats, how'd you get in here?
The rats look at you and can you make a persuasion check?
Sure.
I help him because I'm in on this now, and I can speak to small animals also.
Oh, I forgot about that. I could have saved a spell slot.
Could have.
Oh well.
Could have.
Swings and roundabouts.
Are you proficient in persuasion?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so you cannot assist. But with a roll of 19, they look at you curiously and say, "We bit our way through. There is a hole that we can go through."
Where?
Oh.
It's hidden.
Ooh, under the bed.
We
Very
like how
clever.
we have our natural escapes.
Would you show us? I would like to see your cleverness.
They look at you and shake their heads, which is
Could
odd
offer
for
more
a
rations.
rat.
Okay.
Do you think if the rats left the room with us, they would grow huge and we could use them as mounts? Is that a thing? Can we do that, please, DM?
You can definitely try.
Are there any little cakes on this dining table?
There is a little bit of a plastic or wooden Tupperware. There's no food. It's all decorative. Even if there was food here, it wouldn't be real. It would be just fake.
I say to the rats, come with us, seek your freedom. We will adventure and spend days together.
They seem to ignore you, Riki, and look like they're about to have a sleep after eating all that food.
Would you like to be big like the horses the big people ride around?
Horses? What are these horses you speak of?
The large creatures that the big people sit on top of and gallop around on.
Big people give them food. No one traps them and kills them.
We are happy like this. We can get around where no one else can. You're starting to bore us now. We require sleep.
While they're talking with the rats, I'm going to take a look on this table at the china, and if it's not glued down, I'm going to put it in my backpack.
When you look closely at it, it is the table and the china are all one piece put together, and the china is actually painted on.
That's terrible. That could have been a good gift for Lucy.
You can attempt to take off the china if you want, but it'll require a strength check to do so.
Try and drag one of the pieces of furniture out of the room. It'll be easy to carry once it shrinks.
I'm not exactly I'm average when it comes to strength. I'll give it a whirl. Let's see, and I'll try to yank one off.
It's rather comical seeing Wabani attempt to yank this piece of wooden china off the table. He stretches, he pulls, he turns himself around to pull himself in the opposite direction, to no avail. It just stubbornly stays on the table.
It's like I put my foot on it and try to pull at the same time as push with my foot, or I'm standing on it and I'm trying to pick it up while I'm pulling it while I'm standing on it. Kind of stupid logic. This thing is really tough. Damn.
Maybe if we tell Lucy the story of your valley here, she will find it a good enough gift.
I tried. I don't know if she's ever had such things. Baubles.
Do you want to give her a rat-infested dollhouse bit of cutlery?
That sounds...
Is there rat poop around here?
Yeah, where does the rat poop go?
It's strewn around the floor. You notice some, Riki.
Some of it would be footstool sized in here.
It would be rather large, yes.
I don't like this room. It smells. Let's get out of here.
Yes.
Yeah, it does stink pretty bad.
So you guys are all exiting out of the back to the main room?
Yes.
And we've got a scroll for embiggening, is that right?
There is a separate scroll that can make you large again.
Is that a word?
It's a perfect cromulent word.
Invest in your entrustment in us.
Oh, God. So are you using that scroll now, Riki?
I am.
Once we're all safely outside.
Yeah, not right now, like after we've left the room.
No, let's go full Alice in Wonderland. Let's do it just in the room.
I just want to do it with, like, I want to bring one of the rats and involve one of the rats in the spell too.
You'll have to walk up to it and talk to it.
Oh, no, let's just not. Let's keep going. Okay.
Okay. So you head outside of the room. Is Alarak attempting to do an Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom jump out of the door just in the right time?
Yes. Yes, he will do exactly that.
Okay. So you cast a spell. Can I get you to make a dexterity saving throw, please, TD?
Oh, dexterity. Couldn't have been strength. Okay. Oh, that is a natural 1.
Natural 1. So as you feel yourself starting to get larger and seeing your compatriots doing the same, you time yourself to jump out of the room, but then you notice behind you popping sounds as all the rats start exploding, and the rations that you had grow outside of them, and that distracts you enough that your timing is all off.
Mm-hmm.
And you manage to get out in time, but you do take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as you just squeeze yourself out.
Oh, okay.
We did offer them the option of leaving the room with us.
I don't think that would have mattered, Riki.
Well, if they got bigger along with the food, it would have all been fine.
Yeah, but would they?
I think you murdered them.
Well, in fact, as it would happen, apparently we did.
But you know what? Instead of dying in face-to-face combat, they died in their sleep, exploding.
Did they wake up in
want?
like a stomach ache, or did they just
thing
explode?
is that they died, so we get the XP.
That's it, and we directly killed them.
I feel stronger all of a sudden.
In the most gruesome way possible.
Extra XP creativity, surely.
And now that they're gone, can we turn around, look in this tiny house, and see where this escape room was?
So it turned in this house and looking where this escape room was. It's an escape house, not one room in particular.
We can get
the
out
little
through
tunnel
the rat's
that they-
escape route.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the little tunnel that they'd made.
Okay, you can make a perception check to have a look through the tiny hole now.
It wasn't a tiny house, TD. It was a small
Tiny room.
door. Yeah.
Alice in
those-
Wonderland style.
9?
It's hard to see much detail in the room now that you can only have one eye looking through the hole in the room. You don't see any additional detail that you saw before when you were tiny.
Have those
Oh.
scrolls been consumed now, or can we use them again?
Both of those scrolls have been consumed.
At least they were used well. It was a really good use of. I mean, we could have had them forever, and it had been really useful for infiltration and such. But I feel that was a good use.
Just as you guys are brushing yourself off and come back to your normal size, you hear over that ethereal communication device that Scholar was using before a different voice come over, and he goes, you have returned. Excellent. Now, it'll be interesting to see if you guys can actually get out of here.
You're going to have to replace your rats.
Rats? Oh, you found rats in there. Well, that was an interesting surprise.
It was another interesting surprise. It was very nearly deadly. Who are you, and what's your business here?
You don't need to know my name, but rest assured I know your name, Jace.
Just know, I'm writing this down as a defect.
Oh, are they defects, though? Or is this part of the
Well,
fun?
was there supposed to be rats inside that room? And by the way, it's covered in rat feces and it stinks to high heaven. And now it's full of exploded rats. So, yeah, that's a defect.
Let's just say that I don't care for the rats or that room that you've left in a mess. All I'm after is Jace. You've been ruffling a few feathers, haven't you?
If you're talking about our employer who is in breach of contract with us, then I suppose I have, and be very happy to ruffle your feathers too if you're determined to continue risking our lives.
No. Why I'm here, and I'm happy for the rest of the group to leave, but you have to leave Jace with me. He has, let's just say, been a naughty little boy, and has fled a situation much to the south.
Did he sleep with your wife?
I think he did. This
You'll
guy
have to
sounds
forgive me. There've
mad.
been so many.
Oh, jeez. Some people don't like it when you do that.
Let's just say my employer was almost killed when him and his terrible girlfriend attempted to kill him. And I'm here to return Jace for a proper proper deal, dead or alive. It'll be interesting to see whether you can actually get out of this escape
Whoa.
house.
Hold on,
I'm
he's our
shocked.
bounty. If Jace is worth money, we found him first.
I'm going to look at Jason. I'm going to be like, your sexual escapades have killed someone? Jace.
I haven't killed this person yet, but he's on my list.
Don't be shy, Jace. Tell them what I'm here for.
You're here to die.
Oh, such a sad response. Oh, very well. Continue on. Let's see if you all get out of this.
Jace.
I think you'll like the next room.
You tell your master that I will kill him.
You're very humorous, Jace. I will. I will. I think I will take a souvenir off you once I have you in my grasp.
Okay, Jace, do you know what that means? That means all rules are off when we catch this bastard. You can cut off whatever you want.
Thank you very much.
Even
I'm
his
really
hair.
confused. What the hell's going on here?
Jace is worth money.
For what?
Uh,
I don't. What? This is all rather backwards. This doesn't sound like a con job.
Jace takes a moment to compose himself, and then he says, "It was a con job gone wrong, and that murdering." Oh, what's the trying to come up with a kid-safe insult, but the murdering swine. He took it on himself to seek death in response to something that was only we were only after his money, and he had plenty that he could afford, but he.
What does this have to do with your ex-girlfriend? Or is it an ex? Are you married?
Late girlfriend.
Oh, she's dead.
Yes.
Ooh.
By his hand.
Ah, and then you killed him because he killed your girlfriend. You killed him.
No, but I will. I will.
This is the guy, and this guy who was talking. Who the hell was he?
I don't know him, but he seems to work for them. For the man.
Ah. So, how long ago was this?
Feels like only yesterday, but it was a while back. I've been making my way north ever since.
Jace, is this why you keep going into the bed with, like, the innkeeper? Is it, like, emotional trauma?
Yes, it's therapy.
Oh, it makes sense now. I see.
Can we
I pat
talk about
Jace on the
something
back.
else now?
I give you a couple pats on the back. And I use my medicine skill to pat you just in the right spot to take that knot out. Let's see. It's a 15.
Medicine skill of 15. Do you feel better, Jace?
Joe says, let's kill something. Or explode something. Let's just get this done.
I say we find this guy, feed him some shrunken food, and then step back.
I like it.
It was kind of fun, I have to admit. Those rats were hoity-toity, and this guy is at least as hoity-toity as all those frickin' rats. Riki doesn't like escape rooms. She's a gnome on the edge.
Well, as if he's going to be a dodgy brother, I guess Alarak, we gotta help him out with this, I suppose.
As a junior associate probationary member of the Dodgy Brothers, yes, we do need to help Jace.
Oh, but, Jace, are these people wealthy? I mean, can we make money out of this somehow? Or is this just like vengeance with no payday?
He is very wealthy. I suppose after he's dead, he won't be needing his fortune anymore.
Does he live here?
Oh, I've just had an idea.
Tell me.
Wait, no, this guy can hear us, can't he?
Probably.
We'll wait till we capture him. But I've got an idea.
No, go on. I'm interested in these ideas.
Oh, I've been talking to him for a minute, more than a minute now, haven't I?
You could have, yes.
I'd like to use words of terror to make this guy terrified of me.
So that requires a saving throw, correct?
Let's have a look. If you speak to a humanoid line for at least a minute, you can attempt to seed paranoia in its mind. At the end of the conversation, the target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC, or be frightened of you, or another creature of your choice. Target is frightened this way for 1 hour until it's attacked or damaged, or witnesses its allies being attacked or damaged.
So what's your DC?
It is 15.
So what do you say to try and scare him or add paranoia into his mind?
I said, I have had enough of you and your nonsense. I've had enough of your master. I was just going to kill your master, but please understand, I'm now coming for you both.
You
When
hear
Jay
silence.
says that, I can't help but I laugh as he says that. That was funny, Elric.
You hear silence. He doesn't seem to respond.
Hey, Jace, if you're trying to be scary, I don't know if that was the right thing to say. Please? It usually doesn't go well when you're trying to be scary.
Right.
You
I think
you should have read some stuff from Riki's book.
I don't think he's here anymore. I think maybe he is actually really, really scared right now.
I think so too, actually.
Are they here in Modano? Like, do these people live here?
No, I don't know how he found me. I guess I've stayed here too long.
You're not going to find out now. If he's terrified of you, he's not going to talk to you.
We'll find out in the next room.
So, Base, this ex of yours that's dead, I hope you don't mind if I ask, but, like, how serious were you guys?
Jace just gives Wabani a haunted look.
You know, back in my tribe, love like that, you'd have to give her a bone.
Jace looks confused and says, well, I tried to as often as I could.
Ricky writes
I was waiting for that.
Ricky writes those words down in a book. Give her, yeah.
Wobani looks at Jace, like, completely confused.
Well, this has been a very educational funhouse stay. We've learned what happens. I had always wondered what rats look like on the inside, and now I know. And now I know some other new words. And now I just want some fresh air. Who's with me?
I agree. Let's get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, if we could just try and be a little bit quiet, because I really am glad that poor little Bindi did not wake up when those rats popped. She would have found it quite distressing.
I can help Bindi wake up. If that's
No,
an issue.
let's not. No, let's not. She's asleep.
Okay.
So what are you guys doing? You're in the room that you entered in at the start, where you fought the blood oozers.
I've got a good feeling about the room with the stairs on the ceiling.
Is anybody saying that we actually have to use a door? Why can't we just smash our way through the wall?
That's a very good point. Let's try that.
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Here's Johnny, hand axes up against the wooden wall.
Okay. You can make an attack roll.
16.
Okay, so you sink your axe into the wall, and it just seems to deflect off it.
I'd like to get some armor made out of that stuff.
Yeah, it's a sturdy material. Maybe try it with something that hits a little bit better. Just take my sword and try it.
Okay. So, which wall are you attacking, by the way?
I guess the one that
Can
might
you
be.
reopen the map?
Yes.
Of the entire of the room you're in currently, or
Yes.
the house in general?
No, just the room we're in, please.
I don't have a map for the room you're in.
Oh,
That's
aren't we
the
back in
first
the same room?
So this
Yeah,
is the
you're-
room first. So then the one to get back into the back outside. I guess the way we
Actually,
came
no,
in.
hang on. You're in the main room, aren't you?
We're in the
Wait a minute.
receiving
Yeah.
room. Yeah. Well, I found it.
There we go. I'll throw you
And
one.
so the very entrance to the place was
It disappeared after we came through.
right. Attack there.
I indicate to Jace that it was like over here. I think it was over here.
Okay, so the longsword. Yeah, can you make an attack with the longsword?
So 23.
There's a resounding thunk as the longsword hits against the wall, and it makes a small dent, but a lot less than what you would be expecting normally.
Right. This would take all day. I think there might be a better way out, guys. It was a good idea, though. That's the kind of smart thinking we need here at Dodgy Brothers, Ricky. Well done.
Has anything changed here?
No, it just seems to be the same room.
I'd like to check out the room with the stairs on the ceiling. I think that rumbling we heard might have been the stairs moving into
Yeah.
better orientation.
Okay, so you guys travel through the sitting room, and once you get to the inverted staircase room, you do find that the stairs are now in the right position. And when they were inverted, they were actually hiding a door leading out of that room. And now that they're in the correct orientation, they lead up to a new door.
Well, I guess pulling that lever was the right thing to do.
Seems that way. Let's go up and see what's next.
Does anything else look different in this room, other than the stairs are now in the correct position?
That's the only change that you've noticed. You can make a perception check to see if you noticed anything else.
All right, I'll do that. Been rolling like crap, but yep, still rolling like crap. That's an 8.
Yep, no, you don't notice anything different. You're still taken aback by the stairs being the right way up.
I wonder if that was magic. Maybe not. I think I heard gears.
Seemed
Well, shall we go?
mechanical. Yeah, let's.
Okay, so when you enter this new room, you find that it seems to be void of any furniture or floor coverings. There is a door on the other side of the room. There is the door on the side of the room that you have. And on the opposite side of the room, there's a large stone skeleton face. The room seems to be lit by candles spread evenly around it. This is just you looking through the doorway. I'm assuming no one has entered just yet.
the room with the giant skull entered alone? Yeah, probably not.
What do you see? You see anything else in there? Any little rats? You
No
guys
one
still
sees
there?
anything?
Ah.
Well, I'm just asking,
Apparently
like, I described
I'll
the
try
room.
looking again.
No one's rolled perception for me for it, so.
There we go. I rolled a 12 this time. Oh, there we go.
Everybody's rolling perception.
We are all looking.
Yeah.
You don't see anything out of the ordinary apart from the initial description I gave you.
Well, I'm walking in.
As soon as you walk in, Wabani, the skeleton face starts to talk, and it reads in a horribly rusty or raspy voice. I once protected the weak, but my day is done. The slow march of Brown cannot be outrun. To remember the days I held the enemy at bay, my resolve weakening due to the salt spray. You will find me now disused in a locker, shedding sepia tears, no longer a blocker. My tale is complete, so make sure you have heard. If you do not, you may die to something absurd.
My name's Wobani. Who are you?
As you speak, as you mention this, you feel a weight weighing you down, and it's invisible, but you start getting bludgeoned down with huge amounts of weight or baggage. So you now have 20 additional pounds on you, and you take 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
So, Ricky heard this, didn't she?
Everybody would have
bending.
heard it where you're standing at the doorway.
I'm bending over, crippled over now, in like, oh damn, what the hell? That hurts. Jesus.
As you speak again, you get weighed down by another 20 pounds.
So,
and take 2 additional bludgeoning damage.
Ricky
I'm
has
going to gesture like the shh to him. Sorry, Ricky. Go ahead.
Ricky listens carefully, says a few of the words again under her breath, and thinks and says, armor. It's rusty armor.
Are you in the room when you say that?
Yes.
Okay. So when you say this, you get weighed down by a huge amount of weight as well, taking 5 bludgeoning damage, and you have a 20-pound additional weight on you.
Stepping just outside the room. Why don't we just say nothing and then, or if I speak just out here, am I getting weighed down?
So if you're
I said
outside of the
just-
room, you're not seen to be getting weighed down, no.
Oh, this is fantastic. I feel light as a feather.
So, can we see any armor or shields or anything like that in the room?
No. All you see is the skeleton face and the candles.
And there's no, it says locker, there's no cupboards or anything?
No, it's a completely featureless room outside of the candles and the skeleton face.
Come on out, guys. I think that this armor is in a different room and we need to find it.
Agreed. Armor or shield, something that rusts and protects people.
Definitely armor or shield, yeah.
I will walk out of the room on the advice of my companions, holding my back, which hurts like hell.
So when you exit the room, the weight is still there.
Now, what about that bit about the salt spray? Is it?
Salt spray causes rust.
It would. Yeah. Disused in a locker. Okay, so we're looking for a locker. Is where it's where this armor would be. Have we seen one in the stair room or the other rooms we haven't gone in yet?
Make a history check. Well, that was a history check for Alarak, who's trying to remember.
BA 14 minus 1, 13.
You haven't. You don't remember any lockers in the previous rooms you've been in.
Let's go back and do a quick check.
Okay, so you guys can make. You can choose someone to do an investigation check and have it assisted.
I think Reiki.
Yep. Sounds good. Not great rolls, but I still got an 18.
Okay, so you spend the better part of 30 minutes, 40 minutes walking around, looking for looking for a container that would resemble some sort of locker, but nothing here seems to stand out. Similar to the room where the rats was in, a lot of these furnishings along closer inspection are fake, and they're just there for show. And once the examination is over, you hear a chuckle over the audio again. That was a nice trick you did there, Jace, but I think I've recovered now. Having a bit of problem with the next room, I see. It's quite entertaining.
Let's keep this guy hanging around so he doesn't flee anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, so you were terrified, so you did recover. Okay. It's good to know.
Don't suppose Jace has had a chance for a short rest during the search.
You could have had a short rest if you wanted to.
Because that would mean he could do the frightening check again.
Is that every short rest?
It is, yes.
You can do it again if you want.
Okay, so Jace engages him in conversation again. And says, "So, why are you back here?
Just watching the show. It's quite funny. I see that Wabani is having difficulty with this latest room.
I feel like it's not exactly the sort of room that's going to get you rave reviews from your target demographic."
Oh, really? Well, that's exactly why I've got it there then.
To injure and possibly kill your customers?
Oh, it's taking you this long to realize that this is just a trap. It's not for the nobles. Jace, come on. You know, it's been quite hard to find you. Everyone else decided that you disappeared to the west or the east. It's only me who have thought you went to the north. And I was rewarded for this.
Rewarded? And how were you rewarded?
By finding you, of course.
Well...
And now you seem to disappoint me.
I disappoint you? That makes me terribly sad. Still... I hope you do not become too afraid.
Are you doing it now?
Yeah, I'm going to do it now.
There's silence for a second, and he goes, "Nice try. You don't think I haven't put in precautions now, have you?"
Wearing his brown pants. Got it. Precautions.
I think you'll have to solve that puzzle. You won't find it in the other rooms. You have to choose your words wisely in the room that skeleton head is in.
Is that so? Well, thank you for the advice.
And then there's silence.
Do we trust him?
No, of
It's up
course
to
not.
you. You
Let's
can
check
make
the other rooms.
You can make an insight check if you want.
He wants us to die here in front of him so he can waltz in, collect your body, and not have to do any work. So, probably not.
I got
You
19.
You don't notice any sort of falsehoods in what he's saying. You do certainly pick up a little bit of frustration. Not sure what that might have been about, but also quite a bit of humour at your current state of affairs.
So, Riki went into the room and you said it's rusty armor? Is that what you said, Riki?
Yeah, I did.
He said a blocker. Could be a shield. A shield's more of a blocker than armor.
Yeah, I'm thinking shield. Or I once protected the weak. So what's something the weak get protected by?
A shield?
Wobani gets up from the floor, walks back into the room and says, "Shield!"
Okay.
Or chains. Is it chains?
You take another 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
If it held the enemy at bay, it could be chains too.
I crawl back out.
And another 20 pound. You'd be getting close to your maximum weight there, by the way.
Oh, we're actually paying attention to maximum weights?
Oh, in this instance, yes, you've got an additional 60 pounds of weight on you.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe I should take a guess. No, not that I should take a guess. Maybe I should be the one. We should share the guesses around rather than Wobani crashing himself to death.
Yeah. Could be a rusty shield? Maybe that's what it wanted.
All right. Are we happy to take a guess at Rusty Shield? Are we gonna? Is this our guess?
Could be sword, like
Rusty.
a parrying sword.
Rusty chain or rusty shield. It's like a blocker, so I'm sure it would be a shield or a wall. I don't know.
My tale is complete, so make sure you have heard. If you did not, you may die of something absurd.
Not being a learned man, but, having heard legends and stuff like this, does any of this remind me of stories that I might have heard through the traditions of my people, i.e. a history check?
You can make a history check, sure.
That would be a 5.
Nothing comes to mind.
I don't like this. This is not fun. I'm in pain, and this is really heavy.
The slow march of brown and sepia tears, it has to be rust.
Are you okay with us making skill checks to try to, based on some of our personal histories, that might give us clues that you'd be able to divulge if we get a decent enough skill check roll?
Yeah, definitely. I'm happy for you guys to make some skill checks to determine, get some clues here. It would be straight intelligence checks.
I had a thought. What if it's not so much armor and shields as it is keeping them at bay? Doors and keys and locks. Just used in a locker.
Oh, I think you're right. It could be a key.
A key that protected the weak?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit contradictory. I
Ricky,
just have to say, this would be a really shit way for a TPK.
Certainly, the death would be absurd.
A padlock. It's not really just using a locker, is it?
Ricky, did you want to make a intelligence check to see whether any of the things that you've suggested so far seems the most logical?
Well, that's a 23.
Okay. Well, it's a saving throw, so it would have actually been a little bit less, but still, that's more than enough. Riki thinks about it for a second and realizes that you're onto something with regards to a rusty shield. So that would probably be your best bet.
Has somebody, just to rewind, has somebody, because there's been a bit of random shouting, has anybody walked into the room and said Rusty Shield yet, DM?
Not yet.
I said, hello, my name is Wobani, and ouch, holy shit, that hurts. And I said shield, and you said armor.
Okay, well, who's next to take the hit?
I'll take this one. I can carry the weight. Just flex a bit before going in. Rusty Shield.
As you say this, a small door seems to be revealed within the face itself, opening slowly and silently. You catch sight of a much more refined room on the other side of the doorway.
Without saying a word, I'm going to turn to the others and beckon them in.
Okay, Jace goes in.
Let's all go in.
Once I'm on the other side, past that small door, I'm gonna, not sticking my head in the room, but I'm gonna say, I don't want to know your name. You're an asshole.
Sorry, you're saying that in the room with the skeleton?
No. Once we move past into the small room that's been revealed.
Oh, right, okay. Sorry, I missed that part. As you guys are progressing through the riddle room, you can hear over the audio again. It goes, well, that took a bit longer than I was expecting, but congratulations. Is anyone responding?
Jace has decided to start ignoring him now.
Okay, so you work your way through to the next room, and the room itself seems to open up to a couple of chests and a couple of fireplaces to the left and right. And you come in from the bottom there. So just unless you want to place yourselves a little bit differently.
No, that's fine for me.
Yeah.
Seems alright. Until the fire comes and shoots at us.
Are we still weighed down?
With the riddle solved, neither of you are weighed down anymore.
Should we heal up before we do anything else?
As you were saying this, some people walk into the room. They look to be low-level thugs or something, and you hear over the audio again. The same guy goes, "Well, it is getting a little bit tiresome, but I think we might have to finish it here. Since you are happy to stay together, I won't ask you to leave Jace by himself, but that means that you all will perish. And can I get everyone to roll initiative, please?"
For Wobani.
So
Right.
if you guys, people enter the room.
I got a 20.
A gentleman's 4.
So one of the guys seems to have a quite a soft, fuzzy-looking beard that he seems to maintain well, but
It's pleasantly hairy.
the other one is pleasantly hairy, apparently. Wow, another high initiative by Riki there. Okay, Riki, you're first up again. What do you do?
I have a couple of level 2 spells left, and at this point, some of them are pleasantly clustered. So I'm going to cast Shatter. Can you please make me a 10-foot radius sphere just to see who I can attack, how many of them I can hit at the one time?
Like that?
Well, that seems pretty good to me.
So you can target all 4 of those.
Oh, I think I will.
So how do you describe just setting off a wave of killing all 4 of these people?
I just kind of vaguely look to where in the room I think that voice is coming from and just go...
and just
then
before
just stop laughing.
just before the shatter happens, I'm like, "Oh, hey, is that you, John?"
And before the person answers, they hold their hands up to their ears and scream as blood starts pouring out, and they crumple to the floor as a loud, thunderous boom radiates around them.
Should have hired some better minions, chump.
I think I knew one of them, Riki.
Yeah, Ricky's usually much more pleasant than this, but she really doesn't like escape rooms.
Okay, so Jace, there's a couple more on walking towards you.
Okay. Jace says, let's try to keep one of them alive. And then he says, but not this one. And he takes a shot at Soft Crumb Catcher with his crossbow.
I love the fact that the randomly named ones are alive still.
But misses.
How does this miss? I mean, are you so focused on his lovely beard that you can't deem to actually kill him?
Jace is bringing his crossbow to bear, and then he's a little rattled by the recent events, and Wabani makes a loud noise next to him as he's about to fire, and Jace thinks it sounds like his enemy, and he turns suddenly and yanks the crossbow aside as he does, and the bolt flies right past Wabani's ear.
Do you say anything, Wabani, as the bolt softly caresses your ear as it flies past?
No, not a word.
But Jace looks at Wabani injured and says, "Do you want to? Let's heal you a bit." And he casts healing word at him.
Oh, what? Oh, that feels good. Oh, right, I get a roll.
There you go. You get a roll as well.
Yeah.
You get your healing surge.
Ding ding. Ah, fudge.
Are you moving at all?
Step back a little
Jace?
Behind. Take a little bit of cover.
Behind your meat wall.
Exactly. The cow's behind.
I have a name.
Alarak's,
I am not just a pretty meat wall.
Alarak's loincloth.
Wabani.
I will. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna come up here, right in front of this guy's face.
Okay, you saunter up to him. He's looking a little bit concerned as he's seen 4 of his allies just die horrible deaths.
And I will smack at him first with my hungamunga. Shoot, I guess I better target him. So I slash across his chest with that.
And he collapses to the ground.
And I'm kind of surprised, and I'm shocked that he fell after such one simple blow, because I wasn't expecting it. And so I step back because I have 40 feet.
You've only got 2 feet.
It's weird how brittle these guys are.
That's terrible. That's all I say.
And then you hear over the audio, you've got to do a job, you have to do it yourself. And the door to the northwest opens up, and 2 burly-looking guys walk out, as well as the person who you suspect you've been talking to all this time.
Boss fight!
Whoa! What happened to Pleasantly Harry? Okay.
They're still there.
So he's okay.
When I pressed the reveal button, since some of them were revealed and others weren't, it seemed to hide them all. So I did it again to reveal the rest. And anyway, he as he walks out, he takes a pot shot at Wabani. Oh, actually, no. He looks at the group as a whole, and then looks towards Alarak and pulls out a small little tart and crumples it and drops it to the ground and goes, "Well, have you heard the one about the why you shouldn't feed orcs because they'll come back for more? Can I get you to make a what is it? Hang on. Wisdom saving throw, please."
Sure thing.
Okay,
that's a 6.
The joke is horrible, but
it really was. Do I not get advantage?
No, because this is magical compulsion. But you have this strange, uncontrollable happiness running through you, and you collapse to the ground laughing.
Very well.
You are now prone. Okay.
What's Sergi wearing?
He's wearing light armor, from what you can tell. One of the minions who saw his poor friend Softbeard fall to the ground goes, "Hey, that was my dice partner. Come back here." And he runs up to you.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
And slashes with his scimitar, but misses wildly. One of these horrible hide muscle looks like he's got a nasty scar down his left ear, and grisly as he is, he walks up with a large axe. And he attempts to slash down at you. And he does so in a reckless manner. He lands a nasty blow against you too.
As a reaction.
Yep.
As a reaction, I will Wrath of the Storm it up. I'm so pissed off that he's done this, even though I'm distraught at having killed someone. I react almost involuntarily as he strikes at me. And when a creature within 5 feet of you that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to cause the creature to make a dexterity saving throw. The creature takes 2d8 lightning or thunder damage, my choice. On a failed saving throw, half as much.
Okay, so he failed the saving throw. He did also 4 damage against you.
Oh. Is that... You put that on, though. Yeah, you did. Okay. All right. I will then hit him back with lightning damage.
Okay. Roll your lightning damage.
That was this dude here, the hired muscle dude, right?
Yep, with his wounded left ear.
I am. Yeah, I'm just doing that.
It sort of sparks across him, relatively harmlessly. He seems to grunt it off.
Okay. Asshole.
Alarak.
Laughing at that amazing joke, I sit there and laugh.
You can make a wisdom saving throw at the end of your turn to see whether you shake off the effect. You do.
I might do it. 18.
Okay, but you are prone still.
Very well.
Okay, the next hired muscle, looking around, only sees Wabani he can reach, and slashes down recklessly against Wabani as well.
Bugger.
Oh, a 1 and a natural 20. This one sort of carves down your backside as you're focused on the first hired muscle, and it leaves a nasty gash.
Ooh, that hurt.
Riki.
Okay, so Riki thinks that she can probably cast Shatter and hit all 3 people surrounding Wabani without actually hitting Wabani. Does that look about right to you, DM?
Oh, no. You, I'll give it to you. It's close, but I'll give it to you.
Okay. Alright, so she looks over and casts Shatter.
Poor pleasantly hairy collapses to the ground dead, whereas the other two seem to shake it off fairly easily.
Okay, and that's the end of my turn.
Okay. So Jay sees Wabani about to fall, and he had been about to fire off a shot at Sergi with his crossbow, but he still can do that. But before he does it, he pauses briefly and yells out to Wabani, "Wabani, be healed!" and casts Healing Word at him, this time at level 2.
You're gonna drop the thing on me?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't have level 2 set up, so I'm just quickly doing that.
You can just select the level 1 and then right click to add an additional die.
Oh, okay. Handy, thank you.
That's alright.
I guess I will do another healing surge.
Yep.
Not very good.
What are you doing with your action, Jace?
Jace is going to fire a shot off at Sergi. He sort of is lost all attention for anyone else in the room. And he's going to use Psychic Blades to add some extra damage to that. And he'll take a few steps forward unconsciously.
So the bolt hits him, and he is a little bit staggered by the damage, but goes, "Oh, is that the best you could do there, Jace?"
Jace says, I haven't finished with you yet.
Wabani.
I will, feeling much better now, I will once more try to strike at this hired muscle with my Hunga Munga. Oh, why did that roll double?
Because they're granting advantage at the moment.
Ah, cool. So I will slash at him. And then I will use a key point to do flurry of blows. And I will smash him once. Going for the jugular. And smash him again. And when I'm doing these smashes with my fists, I'm trying to make them non-lethal. I'm trying to take this guy out.
Okay. He is a pretty burly person. He seems to be shaking off most of this. You're hurting him, but he's got a way to go before you're able to knock him out.
All
Go
right.
for the ear. It's his weak point.
Pull his ear.
I will then. Okay, I will then take. I'll burn another key point to do Step of the Wind and disengage and move over. Over there.
Okay. Jace, you notice Sergey look to you and pulls out another little tart and crumbles that to the ground and goes, "Well, knife ears, I can't really think of a decent joke for you, but I mean, look at you,
Why
you're a
start
joke.
now?
you're a joke in itself. Can I get you to make a wisdom saving throw, please?"
Does he get advantage because that really wasn't a joke?
And this one is even worse than the one from Alarak, but you just collapse to the ground laughing, nevertheless. Okay, so the first one follows up. The first hired muscle with the wounded left ear follows up towards you, Wabani, hoping to take you down before moving on to others.
Okay.
So he's going to attempt to attack recklessly again.
I will once more have another reaction. And this time I will, with this reaction, I'm going to hit him with thunder damage instead. And this time I will use my channel divinity so that when I roll, it is max damage.
Okay, go for it.
So max damage would mean 16 thunder damage.
Okay, so the sonic damage sort of ripples over this hired muscle, and he staggers under that damage, but he's still up.
You're an ass. I don't like you.
Okay. Alarak, you're on the floor, but have recovered from the horrible joke.
Ah, fantastic. Yes, let's stand up, dust myself off. That one that attacked Wabani, is he doing it recklessly or normally?
Oh,
Is that
recklessly.
wild swing? Oh, yeah.
They're all being reckless.
Okay, let's activate Zephyr Strike as my. No, let's not. Not for this guy. He's weak. He's weak. We'll go up to him. And activate Planar Warrior. Now we'll take it with this great sword. I want to really give this a go for the first time.
Okay.
Going for the right ear.
Nice.
You clip it. Doesn't seem to do a huge amount of damage. But he looks like he's on his last legs.
And I'm just going to stand here, interpose myself between Wabani and this other muscle that seems to be going for him. I've got you, bud.
Thanks.
Whoop, hang on. We both did next turn together there, Alarak.
It's okay if you want to skip him. It's fine.
Well, I think he looks like he got distracted by the smell of exploded rat.
So he moves up with his great axe to swing at you, Alarak, since you're the closest target.
Jace was there, but okay.
Well, no, Jace is on the ground laughing hysterically at the moment.
Mm.
It almost sounds uncontrolled.
Hideous even?
Exactly, hideous even. But it bounces over your loincloth.
Fantastic, that's why I wear it. Otherwise I wouldn't.
But it's strange. You wear this tiny bit of armor around your waist, and everybody seems to target it for some reason.
It's the way fantasy armor works.
It's like sort of magnetic.
Touche. Alright, I just aim straight for Sergey. Is it Sergey or Sergey?
Sergey.
Okay, so I just say, hey Sergey, cop this. Pew 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 pew! And I have to point out that I just can't stop laughing right now because Siri actually thought I was talking to Siri. Go away, Siri.
Siri is still talking to her. It's hilarious. The bolts of magical energy smash into him, and he staggers back under the barrage, but he's still standing.
Take that and take directions from Siri. Get out of here.
Jace, can I get you to make a wisdom saving throw, please?
No.
You are still on the ground, laughing hysterically. Wabani.
I will, as a bonus action, heal myself. Man, barely any healing surges now. And then I will do Toll the Dead on this guy.
It's a saving throw, isn't it?
Yep, wisdom saving throw. You want me to do it?
Yep, you can force a saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, he just shakes it off. It's like he's almost the ear is made him deaf.
Bugger. Damn it. That sucks. That's all I can do.
Okay, so Sergey, knowing his target that he wants to go after, casually walks up to Jay. Pulls out his short sword and attempts to skewer him. And hits.
Do I get another save now?
You do, yeah. But he's going to do damage. You do succeed. And he sinks the blade in into your shoulder and goes, I don't think you'd be needing that arm.
I don't like this guy.
Meanwhile, the hired muscle tries to finish off Wabani. He's getting a little bit frustrated. Keeps on healing. So he swings his large axe and catches you in the chest and leaves a horrible cut from nipple to nipple.
I will lose my last reaction, Wrath of the Storm, And once more, I will. I don't have channel divinity anymore, so I will just hit him with pure thunder damage.
Do you want to roll the 2d8?
Damn.
And with that, he collapses to the ground and starts to bleed out.
Phew. Thank God. That guy was really annoying.
Alarak.
Speaking of really annoying ones, I'm going to activate Zephyr Strike. Get away from this guy. And go up to Sergey.
So is Zephyr Strike a bonus action or
Bonus action.
Bonus action. So you can't do your force damage at the same time then.
I cannot. Although Zephyr Strike comes with force damage as well.
Right. Okay.
Jace yells out, "Keep him alive!"
I'm going to try to keep him alive, but he doesn't need all his limbs, does he?
No, not at all.
Come now, you guys can walk free. Are you hit? Oh, he is taken aback by that blow. Your great sword carves down and slices a large chunk off his arm, and he staggers back, going, "That was uncalled for."
You told a terrible, terrible joke, mate. That's the punishment. And I'm going to step back to there.
Okay, so Sergey points to Jace and tells the other hired muscle, "Finish him off." So you finished your turn, have you, Alarak?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So that hired muscle runs up to you, Jace. And the axe falls down and catches you in the back. And you feel the life rush out of you as it's a vicious blow. You crumple to the ground.
I was already on the ground.
Well, you're well and truly on the ground now.
Oh dear, if only Riki were a healer. But she's not, but she's got Pew Pew available. Hang on.
Sergey collapses to the ground under a couple of bolts of energy.
Okay, and then I shift focus and I aim at the other guy. Not Jace, the other guy.
They sort of they hit him, and he grunts a little bit, but he seems a bit tougher than Sergey.
That's all I got. Sorry, Jace. I gave it my best.
Do I need to make a death saving throw or something like that?
Yeah, you do need to make a death saving throw.
Why didn't that happen automatically?
You can set it to for the person to roll it.
20! Oh, nice. I'm awake.
You are 100% healed?
No, just one health.
One hit
Damn
point.
You your eyes flutter awake. You see Sergey lying there on the ground, bleeding out, and there's a menacing hired muscle standing over you. He seems to be a little bit distracted, possibly looking at choosing his next target.
Okay, so do I have any actions left that round?
Is it at the start of the round or end of the round? I thought.
Yeah, he does.
Can he stand up now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So Jace rolls to his feet and he leaves his crossbow lying on the ground and draws his rapier as he stands. And in one movement, he Actually, and then he casts Words of Terror at. Not Words of Terror, sorry. He casts Dissonant Whispers at the remaining hide muscle.
Okay. So you force a saving throw on him. Okay, he fails his saving throw.
So
Are you going to make your opportunity attack as well?
I absolutely am. That was a lot of dice. I don't know what happened there.
You've got Sergey targeted as well. Sergey.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, I hit the hide muscle. I'll untarget Sergey. And roll damage.
Well, you have to roll the attack first.
I did.
No, you attacked Sergey with advantage because he was...
And the hide muscle. That was the one above.
Oh, okay, the other one. That was an advantage. Oh, that's right, because he's reckless.
Reckless.
Yeah.
And I think I can do Psychic Blades, even on an opportunity attack.
Let's say yes.
Okay.
Okay, so he runs screaming from you. Horrible discordant sound rattles around in his brain, and you take that opportunity to sink your rapier into his side. He's still up, but heavily wounded from that.
Okay.
So he runs to there.
And Jace yells out, "Barney, I don't feel so good. You got any juice?"
Okay. Pass your turn. Having heard Jace earlier, I run up, and as a bonus action, as I'm running up, I will send a healing word, my last spell slot, at Jace. But as I get down, I slide on the ground as I get near to Sergey, and I look real quick. Stabilize. Questioning Jace.
Yes, please.
So I will stabilize him, which is, I believe, as a healer, I think that's just automatic. Nope.
But you can use a healer's kit to stabilize him.
I don't want to use it because it gives him 1 hit point. Can I just do a medicine check?
You can attempt to, yes.
Okay, I'll do that. So here we go. 17.
Oh, that was
23.
so close to a 3.
Almost.
I was hoping it was going to be a 3 because that would have been hilarious.
Okay, so he should be stabilized.
So you see that his most immediate injury is the burning scores from the magical energy that Riki fired off. And you get out some of your bandages and do what you can to stop the bleeding of the other injuries. But the ones that Riki used basically cauterize that wound, so they won't be bleeding out.
Okay.
Okay. Alarak.
I feel kind of bad for the hard muscle. I'm gonna go non-lethal on this. They're just doing the job, you know.
You can't walk over a table.
Well, not with that attitude. I'll go to there then. Yeah, it'd be 30 feet. I've got 6, yeah. And do my bonus action planar warrior, making my strike more powerful.
That little bit more oomph.
Yeah, and just smack them across the head with the blunt end, the blunt side. Sorry, trying not to kill.
You catch him as he sort of recovering from the horrible noise he's received. But he still stands.
All right. Is it going to hurt?
What was that, TD?
This is probably going to hurt. This is a bad spot. All right.
Whoop. Done it again. Okay. He's going to attempt to smack you. And he hits. And smacks you. He's not using the blunt side. He's attacking to kill.
Oh, what? Wow. Okay, fine. Very well.
Okay, so Riki looks over at this guy and casts Toll the Dead.
He seems to be affected by it. So roll your d12.
Nice.
He staggers. He's received horrible noises from Jace, and this just sort of amplifies the horrible ear injuries he's received.
I back off away from him just because.
Jace.
Okay, so Jace goes over to Sergei and he quickly pats him down and takes off any weapons and pouches and anything like that he finds and puts them to the side. And
But that'll take your action to do that.
okay, he's not terribly gentle about it.
All right. So you attempt to de-arm him as best as you can.
It's okay. I'm not fighting for my life over here. You take your time, though, Jace.
You got this, Alrak.
Wabani.
Seeing that he's stabilized now, I will stand back up, and I'll look at him. You got him, Jace.
I got him. Thanks for buying.
And I will head over to aid Alrak.
Okay.
And I will, because Alrak said non-lethal, I will just do unarmed strikes. So here's my first unarmed strike.
Okay. Describe how you knock him out.
I absolutely like. I know that you can, if you try to go for the windpipe and stuff like that, it's kind of deadly. You know, my medicine tells me that, so I go for the karate chop to the back of the head. So I karate chop in the back of the head and watch as he.
So you find a good pressure point, and he collapses to the ground. He slumps down in front of Alarak. And it seems to be weighing against Alarak a little bit. He is now unconscious at your feet. I think this is probably a good time for us to have our little bit of a break, and we'll see you back in about 7 minutes. You are listening to ADlib&&D. Now let's get back to the adventure. Okay, welcome back. We have just finished that combat with Sergei and his mooks. The party managed to just beat this combat, and they're looking over a couple of unconscious prisoners at this point in time. So I'll let you guys take it away.
So Jace has finished stripping Sergei of all his equipment, and next he wants to tie him up. Jace has some rope in his backpack.
Okay. Can I get you to roll a sleight of hand check to see how well you tie him up?
That's a 17.
Okay. You do some solid knots, and you're pretty confident that they're not going to be released anytime soon.
So I'm presuming that good old Sergi McSurgy has succeeded in his death saves.
Wabani stabilized him.
Sorry, I missed that.
Does Sergei have anything interesting on him?
What has he got on him? Let me see.
Meanwhile, I'm going to check on the guy with the amazing beard, make sure he's okay.
So, on Sergei, there is a short bow or short sword, some arrows.
Do any of them look magical?
No, they just seem. Well, I mean, you can spend their. You can do an Arcana check on them, but after you do that, you'll notice that they all both seem mundane. Can I get you to make an investigation check, please?
Sure.
While this is happening, Alarak walks up to the fine bearded gentleman. So it's a 10 from Jace. Fine bearded gentleman, and he is certainly look like he's passed on to another world. He is no longer in the material plane.
While
I'm going to take a moment to mourn him, but it does mean he doesn't need the beard anymore.
He does not.
Is that like a medicine check to harvest, or what's the go with that?
I would make just a general dexterity check here. Oh, it's like you're a professional barber.
19.
Even with the great sword, you
with a great sword. He's kind
Well,
of
I'm assuming you use a great sword, or do you have like a dagger or something?
Got a hand axe?
Okay,
They've been used for shaving, yeah.
So you pop out the hand axe and make some lovely swift cuts that cut very close to the face, but don't nick his body. And within a few minutes, you are able to retrieve that soft, downy beard. You can add that to your inventory if you'd like. Soft, downy beard.
I'm going to add it to my inventory and equip it.
It gives you disadvantage on persuasion checks.
It gives me advantage on persuasion checks. Good to know.
No, disadvantage.
It's a beautiful beard. Why would it be disadvantage? I mean, I wouldn't normally argue with the DM in this, but it's a beautiful beard. This is established. This is canon.
Say, is that TD talking, or is that Alarak saying that?
Yes.
I think they're one and the same at this moment.
I'm afraid the carpet doesn't quite match the curtains. The disparity is horrendous.
Yeah.
It's rather jarring to the rest of the assembly here. Meanwhile, as Jace works through Sergei's form, he doesn't find anything else of interest apart from what I mentioned before, the sword and the bow.
And
Would it match Jace?
At the same time, I am making sure to strip down Hired Muscle 2 and take his clothes.
Just because?
Well, no, I mean, if they're naked, they're less likely to be a threat if they wake up.
So he's a bit like Alarak in that he doesn't wear anything on his top, but he does wear a small set of pants.
I'll leave his underwear on, of course. I'm not going to take his underwear, but I'll take his pants and whatnot, so he's just in his gaunch. And, I mean, if he's carrying anything that's of value. But in the meantime, I will take his clothes over to the fireplace and I'll sacred flame them.
So as you work your way through everybody there, you find 14 platinum pieces amongst them all.
Ooh. Platinum pieces. These guys, they're well paid.
As you are trying to take off the pants of this guy, though, you realize he's not wearing underwear.
I don't care. At that point, that he doesn't wear underwear, well, shame on him, but his pants don't stay. They're getting burnt.
Jace just sees Wabani doing his usual stripping the
Don't
tent
ask. Just don't
thing.
ask.
And he looks at Sergei and he's pretty happy. Sure, he sort of found everything, but then he thinks, why not? And he grabs his dagger and starts cutting Sergei's clothes and armor off him. Well, he's tied up. He's
now
tied
you
him
understand,
up.
Jace. That's
He's
right.
tied him up, and he doesn't want to go to the trouble of untying him.
Okay, so you cut away his cloak and his overclothes, and you find he's wearing undergarments. Are you
Not
cutting
anymore.
those away as well?
Oh yeah.
Make a
Barney nods in
general
improvement.
dexterity check, please. Okay.
Well,
So you keep working through it, and you manage to separate his clothes from his body. Do you throw them into the fireplace like what Wabani has done?
I'll give him a bit of an extra shake before I do, just in case there's something that falls out that I might have missed earlier.
Nothing falls out. No.
Okay, well, in they go.
Okay.
Ah, right. Now I remember. I had a great idea, and it had to be after we attacked these guys. Right, Jace. Here's my proposal. I've got a dodgy brothers scheme here.
Oh yes.
How much does the Sergei resemble Jace?
Well, he's human, whereas Jace is half elf. He's Jace has got blondish hair, whereas Sergei is dark brown.
Nothing
hair.
a bit of dye can't fix.
They're similar heights. The face shape would need a bit of work, but at a distance, you could possibly get away with it.
I mean, beaten up and swollen eyes. You could probably we could if we were to disguise him as you, Jace. We might need some of your fine clothery, and we need to know where you get your hair done. Actually, I've got a fine beard here in case we need to add hair. We could hand him in as you, get the bounty, and get in on the people. Get into the organization on the people who are hunting you. If you were in disguise, if you cast disguise elf as well, if we bring him in as you, we get paid for it, and we've got an in.
That's just crazy enough to work.
That's just tomfoolery talk. What? Alarak. That's just pure hogwash. Shouldn't we cut his tongue out or something? He casts spells.
That's a bit harsh. Just because Wabani, just because you didn't like Alarak's idea, you're trying to cut his tongue out.
What? Good lord, that's like, Riki. You don't agree with such silliness.
The silliness of the cutting tongues out, or the other silliness?
The silliness of not cutting
There's
his
a
tongue
lot
out
of silliness.
Because at the end of the day, if he wakes up and he moves his fingers and says something vocally, he's making. Oh, Jace, you were just on the ground laughing for a really bad joke.
That's why you would tie him up and put a gag in his mouth. Really?
Yeah, you'd have
Same
to
thing,
gag
really.
Jace just for that, wouldn't you? If you were bringing Jace in, you'd have to have him gagged.
Yeah, and perhaps with a hood over his head.
Well, you think a gag would work?
Yeah, not the joke kind.
Ba-dum-tsh.
Right. Oh, yes, I suppose. Well, that's I guess a good solution.
So Jace, Yeah.
do we
get a
not
really good look at him.
Do we need to interrogate him or something?
I think so. Yeah. So Jace takes Wabani's advice and gags Sergei and says, "Let's all just have a quick breather before we do anything else while we wait for Sergei to come to. Could we have a short rest?"
Yeah, you guys can have a short rest if you want.
Jace is going to play his lute during the rest, so anyone who spends a hit dice gets the advantage of the Song of Rest and an extra d6 of healing.
I might just before the rest, I was going to
I'll
do my
that.
second wind as well. Give myself a heal. Oh wait, no, that was used, wasn't it? Yes.
Is it just a d6?
That's right.
No modifier?
Well, that is the modifier, d6.
Oh, nice. And plus my hit dice. Is that right?
Yeah, plus your
yep.
hit dice.
So 8 plus 6. Oh,
accidentally-
you've already applied it to me. Oh no.
I accidentally healed the hard muscle.
He comes awake. No, just kidding.
So yeah, Jace, get a really good look at Sergey before we wake him up, so you can copy that look exactly.
You could cut his face off.
Wait.
Whoa,
no,
whoa,
I
wow.
was joking.
What?
I was joking. I told you I don't like these places. They don't do nice things to me.
Oh, you
Let's get
probably
out into the
should.
sunshine and the fresh air and back to the forest.
You could probably put that in your book, Riki.
I could.
his
I
face
really
off.
could. I've got a different book for where I write these kinds of thoughts.
Is it like a short pamphlet, or is it a full like doorstopper?
A little from column A, a little from column B. We'll talk about it sometime. It's pretty short.
Good.
I don't think that Bendy would tolerate me being a particularly nasty person. This is not like me.
Good to
Well-
know, because that was scary. Just a little bit. See, Jace, that would be the... You should take notes. That was intimidating.
I'll try to remember. Thank you for that, Alaric. How's Sergey doing? Is he looking like he's going to come to anytime soon?
Not at the moment. He's well and truly out. You could attempt to wake him up, though.
We don't
Uh-huh.
have an exit out of this place yet, do we?
But the
Well, there is
door
a
that
door-
he came through.
Yeah, there's a door to the northwest that you could examine.
Is it not still open?
It was closed when he entered.
Well, if I need to, I can use the healing kit to put some life back into him.
If you could wake him up, that'd be useful. I think we've probably ready to move out of here, but worth finishing our interrogation of Sergey first.
I will use a healing kit on him.
Okay. Is it a 1d6 plus?
No. I have an option. I'm
okay.
using it to stabilize him only, not to heal him.
Okay.
Which gives him plus. Which when I stabilize with a healing kit, it also puts them up to +1 hit point.
I might I'd tie up hard muscle too as well while I'm dealing with these people, and gag him.
Okay.
Oh,
What are you using to tie him up?
I assume I've got some leftover rope. Could cut
Are
it.
you
on the-
cutting up your rope?
I've got rope.
Okay.
The clothes on the dead ones. Let's use them to tie him.
That you burned.
No, I only burned the ones that were on the ones that are alive, because if they get up and walk around, let's make it so that it's a little bit awkward for them. For the dead ones, who cares? They're dead.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Zombies don't really care if they're wearing clothes or not.
Exactly. So I start slicing up. I use my knife to start slicing up some clothes so that I can tie up hired muscle number 2.
So as you're doing this, Sergey comes to and looks up at you, Jace, and goes,
Jace is going to cast suggestion, and he says, I'm going to ask you some questions. You're going to answer all my questions fully and honestly.
What's the saving throw on that?
It's wisdom.
Okay. You send forth the suggestion, but it just seems to wash over him.
Okay, so seeing that Sergey's demeanor is unchanged, Jay says, "Okay, with or without the magic, you're still going to be answering my questions." And Jace pulls out his dagger and holds it to Sergey's throat and says, "I'm going to remove the gag now. Try anything and you're a dead man."
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls the gag out of his mouth.
What do you want to know?
Everything. How'd you
Well-
find me?
I followed your trail north. It's not easy, but there are certain people who talk, and you do seem to have a way with the ladies.
That's true. Who else knows?
Just me. Like I said, everyone else was going west and east. I was the only one that decided to go north.
How do we get out of this room? This house?
From the door I came through.
Will that take us to the street?
Down a flight of stairs, then to the street, yes.
Are there any traps?
Any trucks?
Traps.
Traps? No. No. I'm surprised you made it this far. I was hoping that little room would be your downfall. Would have been quite funny seeing someone weighed down to death.
We'll keep that in mind.
What's the reward? The bounty on my head?
Ah, a few 100 gold.
You can say better than a few. How many hundred?
Let me just say that it's over 1,000. You've made
All right.
someone very angry, Jace.
What do you know about your employer?
And he pays well.
Are you in his service or in an independent contractor?
I am beholden to no one. Although, as of late, it could be a different issue. He sort of looks at the group with wary eyes.
Does anyone else have any questions for him?
It's not being particularly helpful. I'm not sure we even need him.
Got any reason for us to keep you alive, Sergey?
Well, no, not really. Anything I say could be considered lies, so if you let me go...
And you're not
saying
trying. Come on.
that you
at
want
least
us to kill
try.
you?
No, of course I don't want you to kill me. But do you think I have anything that would convince you?
I don't know.
We don't know that.
maybe.
That's why we're asking.
I am just a simple bounty hunter that has, it seems, met his match.
How many more bounty hunters are there?
Oh, I don't know. He certainly hired more than 3. It was at least 4 when I was at that meeting where he was just giving a rundown of what this man Jace here looked like and what he had done.
And was it the main employer or was it an intermediary?
No, it was the main employer.
So he's seen your face.
He has, yes.
I'm going to
The-
bonk him unconscious.
What?
No, wait, Alarak. Is your employer, is he a politician?
He is I don't know exactly. I think he works in many areas.
Is he from Lordenley?
No, he's from down south.
Our employer, the one who asked us to come into this house, what's his role in all this?
He was one of my employees to actually get you in here. Don't you understand, Jace? This was all an elaborate ploy to kill you, at least knock you out and take you back.
So where's he now?
Who?
The man who asked us to come to the house.
Well, he was getting a little bit upset, so I paid him and let him go on his way. did you say to him?
I told him I'd get the guards to hang him.
Well, I can understand why he was upset then.
Maybe I should get them to hang you as well.
Possibly.
You don't
But-
seem upset.
Oh, a person in my area of expertise learns to live without fearing death.
You said something about my friend here, Alarak, about orcs. You've seen his people before.
Orcs are a savage race. They roam the lands in certain pockets. I haven't seen him exactly.
Certain
in the
pockets.
south?
That's a racist generalization. I haven't seen this orc in anyone's pockets.
And I mean, we've been in the north for a few years, and we've not once encountered another of his people.
Jace, you would know that the orcs are certainly south of here, but they're a savage race that tends to pillage nearby farms and such.
Jace realised that too. Wabani.
How about
Further
that?
south. This gives us 2 reasons to head south, I think.
I think so.
Well, I mean, but we've got our business here in Lucy.
We can establish franchises.
I mean, she'll be okay. She's a 7-year-old that's got a job. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Who knows? She might be the person heading up your franchise for before long.
I mean, she's good with her maths. That's really impressive.
You guys know she's really 7. Maybe she's just 50 and she looks good for her age.
She wouldn't lie about that.
She could be a
Well,
gnome with really good skin.
It's not unheard of. Particularly in the more inbred tribes.
What do you know about wood elves?
That they're a savage backwater race. I mean, just look at Jace here. Look how savage he is.
Are you racist?
No. Why would you think I'm racist? Have you
You
met
sound
a
like-
wood elf?
He's an equal opportunity jerk.
Do you know of... have you ever heard of someone named Zinte? And whatever the name of the city that Zinte was in, because I can't remember it.
No, I don't know any Zinte person. Why would you be asking these questions?
Shut up! I'm asking the questions. Don't
Make
answer
an
questions with
intimidation.
questions.
Make an intimidation check.
Here we go. Dun, 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 11.
He sort of sinks back and keeps quiet.
Well,
Jace,
doesn't seem like he's related to Cordwin Brown either, so...
I'm sure Cordwin Brown has his influences in all these people that you've been running into.
Oh, for sure. We should
And
investigate this
what
further
I'm going
south.
to do, I'm going to turn my back to Sergei, and I'm going to reveal my lower back, moving my roads to the side. I'm like, my companions won't tell me why I've got this pain here, even though I've been healed. What do you see?
Sergey,
Jace stabs Sergei in the throat.
So as soon as the lower back is shown, Sergei looks to Jace with a look of complete confusion and doesn't see the blade until too late, and then the blood gurgles out of his throat and he collapses to the ground dead.
Call me evil for talking about cutting off somebody's face. Goodness me.
I'm just utterly flabbergasted as I look at Jace with a knife in his hand covered in blood. What just happened?
He started.
We couldn't let him live. He knew too much.
But
he was always going to be after us.
You guys are such asses. I mean, he was going to tell me why my back hurts, and you guys don't seem to be able to tell me. I mean, I heal myself, and it still hurts. What's going on?
Chronic back pain is a serious medical condition.
Look, I'm a witch doctor. I know all about chronic back pain. That's not what's going on here.
Well, if you heal yourself and it still hurts, isn't that the very definition of chronic back pain?
It's not that it hurts. It just feels not right.
I'm sure it's just psychosomatic.
Who said that? Where did that word? Who said that? Was that you, Donnaroo?
That's right. Your God, who never ever speaks to you, has just spoken up to tell you to suck it up. Or alternatively, that you're in genuine pain with no real physical cause.
Well, I guess we're not getting any more from him. What do we do with this other one? I mean, I'm happy just to leave him naked and let's go.
Jace, so I think we should finish the job and maybe set fire to this place.
I think we should just leave all of the bodies in slightly dodgy positioning and just leave the place as it is.
Some sort of orgy gone wrong.
Exactly.
Okay, well, we could stage it, I suppose. Maybe make it look a little bit more like what you were saying.
The lover's quarrel.
Make a performance check to see how well you stage this.
I'm not good at this, so one of you fancy ones. I mean, JC probably do good at that.
I think Jace would probably be the expert in this.
He's had experience before.
Jace says, "Oh well, fine. Someone help me with this, and can I get advantage?"
I think you're the only one that knows performance, so no.
Am I? Okay. All right. Well, 19 then, and he arranges them all and makes it look like they've been doing some fairly risky extracurricular activities.
You did a pretty good job.
Can I just ask, why are you assuming that I wouldn't have performance?
Do you have performance?
No. Why would I pick that up? I've got no charisma.
Exactly my point. What about the person who's unconscious? Are you putting him in that position as well?
Yeah, of course.
I make it look like he's been engaging in some sort of autoerotic asphyxiation. And,
I'll get the oranges.
As you drag him into place, he wakens up and looks around. Did you gag him?
Yes.
Okay.
And we gagged all the others too.
So he looks around wild-eyed and goes,
It's okay. They'll find you eventually. They'll think it's your fault, but that's fine. You're gonna live to see another day.
Be happy that you aren't one of the ones that got shattered, you idiot. And I'm gonna head towards the door.
Okay. The door opens, and you see it's dark outside, and there's a set of wooden stairs leading down to a back alley from this house.
Does it look like it's a back alley in Medanya, or have we been transported in space and time again?
No, it's certainly Medanya.
Good. I'm feeling like pie.
No, we're not going there.
But
Bloody
you
hell.
can go to Stinky Pete's on the way.
Let's all have some
Sorry,
salad
what?
water and pie.
Stinky. I'm telling him, you said that.
Jace
better
just turns
hope.
to Wabani and says, Wabani, speaking of saying things, I'm pretty sure that what you told Shifty Pete never actually happened.
It absolutely did happen. In fact, in otherworldly knowledge, if you listen to the podcast,
Wait a second, Stinky Pete's the baddie in Toy Story 3. Don't go speak to him, he's evil.
I hope that your friend Dwayne didn't get hurt. But I mean, he shouldn't have said Shifty was shitty. That wasn't nice. Anyway.
Let's all get out of
Shifty's
here.
pies are better.
Let's all get out of here. I need a rest. I
Yeah.
need to get some fresh air and tear up some pages of my dark Reiki notebook.
Okay, so I think this is probably a good point to finish for the evening. But you managed to get back home or collect whatever you need from Shifty-Eyed Pete.
The crappy part of all of this is that what's his face? He didn't pay.
Exactly. That is the worst bit of all.
Jace,
Right.
I hate to say this, but this is all your fault that we didn't get paid.
I saw you find some coins there, Wabani.
I shared them with all of you.
Hey, I had a great plan for getting paid. You didn't want to do the creative scheme.
I mean, we've got time. It's not like we're going to be there tonight. Besides, you cut his throat.
Jess, can you work an amusing hit song about exploding rats out of this? We could make some money that way.
Jace says, I still think we need to hunt down our employer. He's here in the town somewhere. I don't see any reason why he shouldn't pay us just because it was a trick doesn't mean he gets out of his obligations.
But all I know is that Alarak and me have gotten 4 platinums, and you and Riki only get 3 because you're still juniors.
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh well, you know.
You
I
can
guess
distribute-
I'm just going to clean up squirrel shoulder poo a little bit less efficiently next time, but that's all right.
I will be giving part of mine to Lucy, so
It's very generous of you.
she's our responsibility.
If you recall, she was the one that indicated that to the person who came and saw you, Gordon, that you'd be the right people for the job.
Yes. Jace wants to have a chat to Lucy about that.
Okay, so you get back to your dingy establishment.
Fine establishment. Yes.
And you find Lucy cooking in the kitchen.
He says, Lucy, how you doing?
What? Yeah, good. What about you? Where you guys been?
Had an interesting day. The employer you lined up for us. What do you know about him?
What? Who?
Chap who came to see us, offered us a job this morning, remember?
No, I wasn't here. I was out in the university working. What are
He
you
said
talking about?
He said you recommended us.
Have you been hit in the head, Jace? I didn't talk to anyone.
Wait a minute.
I smell a
You
rat.
you weren't here this morning? I could have sworn you were here this morning. I run up to my room immediately to check my super secret hiding spot to make sure everything is still there.
All the stuff is still there.
Oh, phew.
What's got into Wabani? What's got into every one of you?
Okay, everyone, right here, right now, you have to say something that only the others will all know.
So,
Someone's casting Disguise Elf.
Was Lucy really not here this morning when the guy arrived?
I'm trying to remember. I don't. Do you guys recall? I don't think she was there.
I thought she came by. Let me see
She
here.
was there. She was there for the tattoo episode, but I thought she'd already left by the time that Gordon turned up.
Could be.
Could be, yeah.
I think
She's a busy woman these days.
I didn't write it down.
All right.
it's a busy
So-
7-year-old juvenile labour woman. I think we need to write a clause into our contracts that we sign for everyone that says, do you, the below mentioned individual, promise to not attempt to murder or in other way harm the named people in this contract?
I think
That's going to
an
cut out
excellent
like
clause.
half of our business.
Well, your choice, really.
So Jace rolled a 17 on insight. Does Lucy appear to be telling the truth?
From what you can tell, yeah. She
Is
seems
Lucy
rather
Lucy?
surprised that you guys are carrying on about something she has absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Jace casts minor illusion and creates a sort of a portrait of Gordon and says, "This guy here, have you met him before?"
Nah. Listen, I've had enough of this tomfoolery. Do you want dinner or not?
Yes. It has been a big day. Dinner would be good. Thank you, Lucy.
Right, it's stew. There may be a bit of rat in there, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Lucy.
Can you be sure, please? Because, you know, we don't want bad food. Make sure there's some.
Well, I found a bit of meat in the icebox. I think it was something you stashed in there before Alarak. So, is it rat or not?
Of course it is.
Right, well, there you go. It's ratatouille.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
If you want me, I'll be up in my room. I've had enough of you two. Or three.
I give her a platinum piece. For the groceries and stuff, Lucy.
She snatches it out of your hand and doesn't even say anything. Just keeps walking.
So, serious question then. So, if she doesn't remember him, then it wasn't Lucy before who introduced it.
He said that Lucy recommended him.
Or so we're being watched.
Yeah, well, soon someone's done a lot of work to find me. I guess it wouldn't be too much harder to find out a little bit about who I live with.
Now the paranoia sets in.
I'm definitely more in favour of finding that person who employed us. Yet, at least in this town.
Yeah,
This
I
needs
think we
to-
need to track down Gordon.
Yeah, Gordon. We need to find him. Shall we do it the manual way, or shall we start asking questions, bring some feelers out?
What's the manual way?
We go out into the street and start looking for Gordon.
Yeah, bit of both, maybe. What do you think?
Oh, I think we definitely should go look for him. If Lucy says that she doesn't know this guy and he lied about it very clearly, well, of course, Gordon Brown. I wouldn't doubt it. He's been watching us. That
Pain in your
words.
lower back starts to itch a little bit at the mention of the name.
I don't have the words, Ricky. I think I need your book.
I can lend it to you. Hang on. Let me have a quick look.
I am sure he's trying to take over Modano.
I think he is. I'm pretty sure he is. We came up with a good one the other day. I still like Daisy Dumper.
Well, I think tonight I'm going to call it a night after eating that ratatouille. Oh, damn it, Alrak. But yeah, tomorrow I think we bright and early. Let's see what we can learn.
Agreed.
Okay. Well, we'll leave it here for tonight, and we'll pick that up next week. Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was cool.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope you had a good time. Remember, you can find us on Twitch, YouTube, Podbean, iTunes, and on the Filthy Pig Discord server if you want to vote. And toodaloo.
Till next week.